Don't know what to watch on Netflix? For this video, we bring you some interesting options that you can find on the platform. Let's start. Number 10. Lao. When a girl is kidnapped during a storm, her mother goes to ask her mysterious neighbor for help. The search for the kidnapper will test their limits and unearth shocking secrets from their past. The best thing about this movie is the acting. A great option if you like suspense.
I'm just gonna go flip the breaker.
Number 9. The Takeover. Mel Benson has dedicated her life to being a great hacker, so nothing is beyond her control. All of her work is influenced by her ethics and values. In one of her missions to save the world, she manages to prevent them from controlling the system of an electric bus. This small action causes the fall of a large international criminal network, which is going to bring her serious problems. She is going to have to flee from them. This prosecution is also going to be joined by the police. Hackers are people with power in modern society. Sometimes they use it for good, and in other cases for evil. They are key figures of the digital age. The film takes us into the story of a girl who is a system engineer that will experience the threatening reality firsthand.
Buddy. Finally.
Number 8. Wild is the Wind. Life in a small South African city passes very calmly without being disturbed by anything. But this is going to change one day, when a policeman on his daily rounds finds the body of a young white woman. The city will then experience a radical escalation of tension that no one will know how to stop. At the same time, the corruption that had remained hidden will be seen more and more evident. All this will lead the population to an untenable situation.
Wow, bitch, stop crying! John Du Bois is innocent! Look at the bloody file!
If you like the movie tops, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to see more videos like this. Number 7. Southpaw. The film tells us about the life of a talented boxer who is suddenly going to lose everything and then begins his path to redemption. It shares many elements with some movies like Rocky. But this film isn't just a film about boxing, but rather about redemption and the eternal dilemma of whether to fall or to keep fighting, to stand up to every blow that one receives in life, or to stay down. In this film, we are going to see this dilemma literally and metaphorically speaking of this conflict, about surrender or redemption. A great movie that combines action with drama.
Please, I don't want to.
I'm sorry, please don't.
Dad, I want to stay with you. I want to live with you.
Number 6. The Wonder. In the Irish region of Midlands in 1862, a girl stops eating, but miraculously remains alive and well. An English nurse is brought to a small town to observe 11-year-old Anna O'Donnell. Many tourists and pilgrims gather to gaze at the girl, who is said to have survived without food for months. Is this a town home to a saint who survived without food? Or are there slightly more sinister reasons? The film focuses on the mission of the young English woman, who is asked to become part of the little girl's surveillance and find out what is behind this mystery. The nurse's discomfort deepens when she finds out that a nun has also been summoned to attend to the same case, so they will watch over the girl.
Don't understand us. Forgive me. Anyone can be chosen.
Number 5. Medieval. The film is inspired by the real event that surrounds the life of Jan Žižka, one of the great Czech heroes of the 15th century. The film transports us to ancient Europe when the Holy Roman Empire dominated practically the entire center of the continent. The story focuses on one of the great military strategists in history and relevant figures such as Jan Žižka. This knight gave several defeats to the Teutonic Order during his 64 years of life. After the death of its emperor, the empire descends into chaos as kings fight for control of the empty throne. And this fearless mercenary leader is hired to kidnap the mighty Lord Rosenberg's fiancée, Lady Catherine, to prevent for Rosenberg to rise to power. As Catherine gets caught up in a dangerous political game between the monarchs, Jan falls for her strong spirit and dedication to saving the people. In an attempt to free her, strikes back with the rebel army to fight the corruption and greed of the aristocracy. Number 4. The Good Nurse. In this gripping thriller, based on true event, a nurse suspects that one of her co-workers is responsible for a series of mysterious patients' deaths, endangering her own life to discover the truth. In 2003, Charles Cullen, a nurse, is arrested and has since been dubbed Angel of Death by the media. In everyone's eyes, Cullen was neither a merciless killer nor a monster. He was a favorite son, a husband, a father, a best friend, and a caretaker. Thanks to the hard work of 2 former detectives and the involvement of a hospital co-worker who puts her life, her job, and even her children at stake, they managed to put together the pieces of Cullen's past and discover the patients killed at the hand of the most prolific serial killer in American history.
Hey, girls.
Come, sit.
Why are you being weird, Mom?
Number 3. No Return. A young man is killed while riding his bicycle. The person responsible for the accident escaped from the scene of the crime without leaving any trace. It's then that the young man's father begins a personal crusade to find the culprit of the terrible act, and supported by the press, asks the authorities for justice to be done. Due to fate, some judges obsessed by public opinion will sit on occasional witness to the crime on the bench for the accused. What is the price of hiding a truth? Is there a lie? A defendant who is innocent? A culprit who does not dare to assume his guilt? This film by Mihol Kohan tries to go further, deepens the characters, their way of seeing life, the degree to which they assume their responsibility, and above all, the result of their actions. Number 2. Robbing Missolonghi. The film begins after the Second World War, when Milan is a completely devastated city, and the inhabitants have to try to survive in the midst of a climate of poverty and great famine. Isola is one of its citizens, and to survive he is going to become the king of the black market. With his great intelligence, he managed to decipher an encrypted message from the Italian government. So they discovered that Mussolini was hiding a huge treasure right in Milan. Isola isn't going to let this opportunity go by, and together with a group of marginalized and crazy people from the city, he is going to get ready to keep the dictator's assets.
L'esperto d'esplosivi.
Viva l'anarchia.
Number 1. Cage. Paula and her husband return from having dinner with friends when they run into a girl walking alone on the road while they were driving. They decide to take her to the authorities, and as the weeks go by, they take an interest in her and are surprised to learn that no one has come looking for her. For this reason, they take her to their house temporarily, also with the aim of saving their relationship. The situation is somewhat complicated, since the young woman is obsessed with a supposed monster that will punish her if she comes out of a chalk square painted on the ground. After the strong bond that both create, Paula will enter dark paths to try to disarm the enigma of this little girl's past. What other Netflix movies do you recommend? Let us know down in the comments. Here, we leave you with more videos like this.